started with Coach. We'll lead off with Jen Hale, followed by Podgraph Media, and then we'll open it up for those.
Good afternoon, Coach. You've been talking to us a lot about defense lately. Any particular strategy tonight to marry a better defensive improvement with also not losing too much offensive production?
Well, I mean, the big focus from the other night was transition defense. So tonight's a good test because Charlotte is second in the league in fast break points. They play really fast with outstanding perimeter players and a lot of shooting on the floor. So our transition defense will be absolutely key tonight.
Go ahead.
Coach, Terry Rozier has turned himself into one of the most prolific scorers in the NBA. How have you seen his progression now in his 6th year to that point?
Well, obviously he's gotten better and he's shot the ball a lot better than he did when he came in the league. That's been a big part of it. But the other part is, he's gotten a lot more opportunity now than he had in Boston playing with those guys. So he's taken great advantage of it.
This is also a team who gets a lot of steals, Coach, and obviously that's something that you have to work on, but they're averaging 9.3 steals a game, so it's almost along the same lines as the transition defense. It's going to be put to the test tonight.
Yeah, it is. Our ability to take care of the ball. They're 3rd in the league in steals. They're 7th in forcing turnovers. They're 2nd in fast break points. That's all areas that we've struggled in. So I look at that as a good thing for us because these are areas where we've got to improve and we'll get tested greatly.
Hey Stan, Christian Clark with Noel.com. Just one question kind of on the Alonzo and the Lamelo topic. These guys have just been in the public eye forever. Like it's kind of unique, just how long, I guess, they've had fame. What is just your read on, how Alonzo kind of deals with that attention?
Yeah, you know what? I've known Lonzo for about 2 months. I've been with him a month in camp, and I met with him once before that. So, I love the guy, but I can't say I'm an expert on him in terms of dealing with things like that. I can't imagine that it would be easy for anybody at a young age. I'm sure there's parts of it that are a lot of fun, having that kind of attention, and I'm sure there's a lot of things that make it a pain in the ass.
What's up, Coach? This is Will from The Athletic. You mentioned how good Charlotte is at getting out in the break and scoring. What is it about that particular roster that makes them so good at getting out in transition and putting pressure on teams with fast breaks?
Well, they're basically playing 2 point guards all the time, all of whom have great speed and all 3 of them have great speed and quickness. And then Hayward can obviously handle and make plays too. And then everybody can shoot the ball, so the floor's spread out at the other end. I mean, they're really built well for to be able to play on the run.
Hey, Brian, you're muted.
Sorry, Stan. Brian from ESPN. I've been listening to you talk about habit building since started training camp. You talk about it regularly. I want to know, for when you have a guy like Zion, how do you balance teaching accountability and also giving him the leash that he needs to do to learn how to play in the league?
I mean, that's a great question, and I think that we've given him a pretty good leash. And as a matter of fact, Wendy, I think that he really hasn't even taken advantage of everything that we've given him. I mean, like, we want him to take the ball off the glass and bust out and lead the fast break. We haven't seen him do that yet, but maybe once or twice. I'd like to see that be a regular thing when he takes the ball off the glass. So that's just one example. But, yeah, we would like to give him a lot of freedom. And the accountability part more comes at the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, because I know you're emphasizing defense, and I know with any young player, especially a young player who a lot of times is guarding guys that he's smaller than, right? It's a challenge to let him have that experience, but also say, hey, we need to get a stop here. It's probably got to be, my guess is one of the hardest things you have to balance as a coach.
Well, I don't know that it's hard. It's just that we do have to develop the habits. I mean, as repetitive as that sounds, I mean, and we've seen as practice time has started to dwindle, Wendy, we've already seen some slippage in our defensive habits. And we haven't been as good the last 3 games. So, there's things we would like to add to our defense that could make us better. But until we can get the habits we need to play our base defense, it's hard to move on. And so, as much as I'd like to be in a hurry, I see the slippage already, and we've got to go back to building better habits.
Great. Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right.